What is up, Astro fans, and welcome back to another video right here on AstrosShow. It's been a few days now, and we're finally, hopefully, able to start getting past this rough loss in the World Series. But we're gonna start looking at what the future brings and what our shows will look like in 2022. I, it's gonna be crazy because we got some free agents and we got some big free agents, as you see right here. This is our depth chart right now, as what my best idea of what it would be as of right now, without anybody filling in, without any free agents, without anybody on this team. This is what we have at the moment. Uh, that's what your depth chart looks like. This is what it's broken down a little bit more. It's maybe just be able to see it easier. It has all our free agents in here as well. So we have a total of 8 free agents. Actually, it'd help if I could do math. 7 free agents, and the big name is Carlos Correa right here. Right now we have Aledmus Diaz as our shortstop, and there's some ways you can do some switching around, but Yuli at third, move Alex to short, whatever, stuff like that. There's ways to move it around, but Aledmus Diaz is right now our starting shortstop, and it could be okay. It could be different. Who knows? From what I can tell, from what I've looked at, there's some options out there that we could do, but there's no need for a whole lot. Our biggest need is the shortstop position. That is our biggest need whatsoever. But if we don't get somebody at shortstop, it is completely okay. We have the viable resources to have a great shortstop. And one of those great shortstops is Jeremy Pena. He is down in AAA right now. He was on the taxi squad, I believe, in the all postseason and everything. So Jeremy Pena is the one of the top options that we could have going into 2022. Yes, everybody wants Carlos Correa. Yes, everybody wants to do all of that, wants to have the big names. But sometimes you got to look in your organization already. And Jeremy Pena is on his way up, and he should be in the majors sometime next year. Believe me on that. If you don't believe me on anything else, believe me that Jeremy Pena will be in the major leagues in 2022. As well as another option I see, we have Martin Maldonado and Jason Castro as our starting catchers, starting 1-2 catchers, of course. But we have Garrett Stubbs as our third guy. A lot of people see Corey Lee coming up in 2023. I've said it's either 22 or 23, and I am believing that this year it'll be Corey Lee as our third guy, and Stubbs will get passed up, unfortunately, or we will trade Garrett Stubbs. I think Corey Lee is our catcher of the future. I think he will be around the Astros organization for a very long time. He's a very good catcher. And if he could get some experience behind Martin Maldonado and Jason Castro, he will be our starting catcher in 2023. Mark my words on that. I think this will be our last year with Martin Maldonado and Jason Castro because I think Corey Lee is our number one guy and our catcher of the future. Uh, all the other positions, you got first base. Yes, there's a lot of free agents out there in first base, a lot of second basemen out there in free agency. If you want, maybe get a backup first baseman, or if we need to have another first baseman and move Yuli to like third base or something like that, or second base or something like that, then yes, we got some options out there. I don't even know why I'm talking about this because there's no way we need a first baseman. Yuli just signed or just got his club option as of yesterday, so he's officially our starting first baseman of next year in 22. But if we did get another first baseman, it would be a option for Yuli to then go to third base and Bregman to move over to his position that we drafted him as a shortstop and take over for Carlos Correa. That is an option. I'm not saying we're going to do that. There's probably a 5% chance we'd ever do that, but that is another option if the option fell into our lap. Second baseman, there's no need for a second baseman. I mean, there's not even Marcus Simeon is the best second baseman out there. There's no need for third basemen. We got Aledmus, we got Bregman. Bregman's our starting third baseman, of course, for the future and years to come. So there's not even needs for that. Shortstop. Here is the biggest thing out there. I am gonna say this. I think our only option in free agency is this man of Carlos Correa. Jim Crane, if you are somehow see this video, pay the man, give him the years he wants. I don't think it's necessarily about the pay. I think it's necessarily the years that Carlos wants. I think he wants to be in a franchise for a long time and wants to be there for his career. So, what better way than for him to come back to Houston? He is a leader. He okay, I'm going to say this. He doesn't have the all-star bat that he used to. I'm going to say that right now. He does not have the all-star bat he used to. He used to have. My thing on Carlos is he is the best defensive shortstop in this league, in the major leagues, like without a doubt. You have a strong leader. He is your team captain. He has proven that over the past 2 years. We all remember back in the ALCS last year in 2020 when he came up to Framber and calmed him down. And what did Framber do? He dealt the rest of the game. If he does that every single time, it's a no-brainer you need him on your team. And Carlos Correa is a great shortstop, and he should be 3-time Gold Glove winner, but he gets snubbed every single year. So hopefully this year changes. But if it's not Carlos Correa, which unfortunately I don't see it actually happening, then I say you go to your in organization resources, and you have Aledmus, you have the option of Bregman, you have Jeremy Pena as well. So in shortstop aspects, I think it's either Carlos Correa or in organization help. That's these other guys, they're asking for a lot of money, and the only option I see us paying for is Carlos Correa. Uh, Outfielders, we don't need the help. We have, as we go back to this, we have um, we got Michael Brantley. He's here for another year. Unfortunately, this is last year, unless he decides to go with us again for another 2 years and do that same contract. Who knows? But then we got our three guys in center field: Jake Myers, Chas McCormick, and Jose Siri. They have proven themselves. I think Jake Myers will be your opening day starter. And then you got Kyle Tucker as well in right field. So our outfield, I think, is set. Um, yeah, I saw Jake Myers is going to be our starting center fielder next year, without a doubt, with Chaz behind him. Or it probably would be another platoon situation again. That way we just don't have to spend the money for him. If you look out here in center field, you got Starling Marte, maybe would be an option. Designated hitters, don't need them. You got Jordan, and he's going to be around for a long time. Starting pitchers. Here's the thing. So our starting pitching staff right now is Lance McCullers, Framber Valdez, Luis Garcia, Jose Urquidy, and Jake Odorizzi. Before we get into this, don't even get me started. I don't know why we started Luis Garcia on short rest. Save him for Game 7. Start your fresh arm at Jake Odorizzi. But for some reason, there's been some kind of disloyalment or something in our organization between us and Jake Odorizzi, or between Dusty and Jake. I'm not sure what's happening in that aspect. But we could either see Jake in the starting rotation or the bullpen next year. It could happen either way. In that case, I think we need to add to the starting rotation. Yes, it is a good starting rotation right now with McCullers, Valdez, and Garcia. And then you still have Urquidy and Odorizzi, veteran and a proven guy in Urquidy that's done great. But if we could add one more arm, I believe Robbie Ray could be that guy. If we have another lefty in our rotation, another strong lefty, another strong pitcher, he is up for the Cy Young this year. Cy Young pitcher. If you could have this, and then you have, let's see, we move. So if we take all these guys, we're just gonna Do all that. We're going to move them down. We move Framber to 4. You have Robbie Ray as 2. Luis Garcia as 3. And then Urquidy as 4. Or really you do, or you can have a 6-man rotation, which would be very interesting, but I don't see that happening. You'd have Lance McCullers, Robbie Ray as your 1-2 punch. Then you either have Urquidy, Garcia, or Odorizzi as your number 3 guy. And then you come back as your number 4 guy and have another punch out of Framber Valdez. That would be unstoppable. In my opinion, you have Lance McCullers, Robbie Ray, Framber Valdez, Luis Garcia, Jose Urquidy, or Jake Odorizzi coming at you in a 3-game series. If you had Lance McCullers, Robbie Ray, Luis Garcia coming as a 3-game series, 3-man rotation, and then the next series, everybody's like, oh, good, we didn't have to face their top guys. And then you have to start out against Framber Valdez. Like, that would be the ultimate thing. But other than that, just adding one more strong arm to help out Lance McCullers, because we saw Framber during the season was unstoppable. He was great. But then there was those games where he just kind of fell off a little bit. We once we get him more consistent, then I feel like he's a number 2 guy. But as he's not as consistent as he should be, I think he's a good 3 or 4 guy. But if we add a lefty, then he would be the 4 guy. That way you can separate up the lefties. But you really don't have to separate up the lefties. But it could be another good option to have him lower in the rotation. So another great pitcher at the bottom of that rotation. Bullpen. This is the interesting thing. So if we go to as of now, we're losing 3 guys, and that's Brooks Raley, Kendall Graveman, and Yimi Garcia. Now, I believe that we need to sign Kendall Graveman back. He is that great thing of Ryan Stanek in the 7th, Kendall Graveman in the 8th, and Ryan Presley in the 9th. That 3-man rotation every single night is such a good rotation that you do not want to mess with that. So if we could sign Kendall Graveman back, that would be the ultimate plan. You could also sign Brooks Raley back. He's a strong. He has his ups and downs, but he has this strong lefty reliever who gets outs. Sometimes, yes, he gives up the lead, gives up the bombs, but that's every pitcher. You're not gonna get a perfect 1, 2, 3 guy every single time. It's just not possible. But Brooks Raley is a strong lefty reliever. It would be great to have him back, and if we could do that, then you have Brian Abreu come out, and you put him in. And then Brooks Raley comes out, and you would put him, or Brooks Raley would go in for Rafael Montero. And then you still have Brian Abreu and Montero as viable options, but then you have to worry about your starting rotation if you sign another guy. Like, will he come back in? I don't know. So that's basically all I've got right now. Yeah. So my biggest takeaways from this offseason is going to be starting rotation. You need to add one more strong arm to help out Lance McCullers and Framber Valdez. And then you need to sign Kendall Graveman back for sure to help out that last 3 guys, 7, 8, 9 inning guys of Stanek, Graveman, and Presley. You need to have that again. That closes out so many ball games when you're up like 1 or 2 runs. And then either sign Correa at shortstop or don't sign anybody at all at shortstop. It's either Correa or farm system. That's what I am saying, but I am full for pay the man, pay Carlos, bring him back to Houston. We need his leadership. We need his defense. And it's great to have that bat every now and then. So Yeah, so that's all I got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoy your rest of the day. And yeah, so see y'all in 22 and go Stros.